Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with Be Creative, and today I'm going to start a sourdough starter. So I've been doing a lot of research on YouTube, and there is a lot of information out there. But this right here, zero waste, no discard, no weighing, that really caught my eye. This is from Rosie's Kitchen Adventures, and I'm going to try it the way that she suggests. So when I look at the type of flour to use, everybody says high quality, whole grain flour. And I don't know what the deal is, but I'm having a hard time finding that in our community. And I have a lot of the white flour. So since it's an experiment, I'm going to experiment with plain old white flour that most of us have. This is the stuff I'm talking about.
Using a wide mouth mason jar, and I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of the flour in there. Usually you use the same amount of water at room temperature, but I had to use 4 tablespoons of water because it was a little thick. Stir it up, mix it really well, scrape down the sides, and then you put a lid over it. You don't want a tight lid, just lid on top. And I noted the time, and I'm just setting it aside, and I'll come back tomorrow for step 2.
Day 2. It's almost 4:06. Let's check this out. It's got a few little bubbles in there. Look at that. I did not expect that. Because when I look on the outside, I don't really see anything. I'm going to need to get a rubber band, because that way I can put the rubber band around here and then I can follow the progress. So what we need to do, it's close enough. Time, it's just a couple of minutes. I'm going to put in 1, 2 tablespoons of flour, and they don't have to be exact. A lot of people I see, they actually put in a big heaping teaspoon. And now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of water and stir it. By the way, I misspoke. Not teaspoons. We're using tablespoons. So I stirred it and scraped down the sides, and now I'm going to put the lid on it with my little reminder of what time. And we'll wait for tomorrow to do the same thing. So from what I understand, the temperature, like the air temperature, is important. And right now it is 72 in our home. All right, day 3. Don't see any growth. Not really many bubbles. So 2 tablespoons of flour. And now I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of room temperature water. So I stirred it up really good and scraped down the sides. And we're going to put the lid on the top and set it aside until tomorrow. Oh, and I have a rubber band, well, ponytail thing. I didn't have any rubber bands, but I did have a bunch of brand new ponytail things that I am putting on here to see if we have any growth. All right, we have day 4. Let's see what it looks like. Well, there's a few little bubbles in there. I don't know. I'm not going to give up yet. I'm wondering if it has something to do with the temperature. It is 72 in here, but I feel like I'm really cold. But anyway, I did add 2 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of flour, mixed it up really, really well, and set it aside for tomorrow. All right, we're at day 5. It's been very busy. I should have been here at 4:06. It's 7:12. Ah! Okay. See what it looks like. It has not grown. There's bubbles. I don't know. I'm about ready to give up. All right, so I've stirred it a little bit, and it feels very different. Maybe this will be a success. Let me add to it 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of water. All right, that was day 5.
Day 6.
I'm about to give up. I'm going to give it 2 more days and we'll see.
One thing I also noticed, there's a little bit of a liquid on top that's called hooch. And that's not a bad thing. So 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of water. Stir it up really well. Put the lid on. Set it aside. And we'll be back tomorrow.
So I'm doing this because I saw somewhere on YouTube where if it's dry, that may be a reason why it's not rising. I mean, I live in Louisiana. It's usually not dry. But, you know, it is winter and it hasn't been cold. We call 60s and 50s cold. We'll see if this works. She said to do this maybe 30 minutes twice a day. I think one thing, though, you need to be careful. You don't want to get this too hot. And you don't put it too close and get it too hot where it's going to kill it. Although I decided to put it in a bowl just in case it does decide to take off. You won't have too big of a mess.
Day 7.
So it's almost time to feed my starter. We see a teeny bit of growth. So I was really discouraged yesterday, but today I'm still a little discouraged, but not like I was. And let me show you something. Look at all the bubbles. I think we may have a little bit of success, but I am going to actually go down a different road and I'll explain that in just a second. All right, it is time to check this out. And like I said, I've had a little bit of a growth. I don't know if I really count that or not, but we do have a lot of bubbling. And there's none of that liquid on the top, which I think is called hooch. I know originally I was not going to do discard and all that stuff, but I think I'm going to have to. So I'm starting out with a new jar, and I'm going to put, oh, this is very bubbly. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's see. Oh, and it smells. You can smell it. Very sourdoughy. Okay, so I'm going to start with a clean jar. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons in there. That's 1. And 2. And we're going to have a discard. This is the discard. But I do want to show you what the consistency is. And I'm going to stick this in the refrigerator. And we're going to use it for pancakes or something. I don't know what. But anyway. Let me set that aside. Hang on. All right, so we have the starter there. I'm going to feed it with a 1/4 cup of flour. And I'm still using the cheap white flour. So, by the way, I believe this is day 7. It's been a week. And then I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of room temperature water. And I'm going to stir it up. And scrape down the sides. And yes, my hands are clean. And put the lid on it and set it aside. Oh, you know what I do want to do? I want to put the marker on it. I am hoping for some growth. So we got that on there. All right. And we will wait till 4:06 tomorrow. All right, I believe we're on day 8. Got some hooch there. Rose a little bit, but not much. Let me see what it looks like. No bubbles, but that's what it looks like. So I'm going to do some discard and add flour. I think it was 1/4 cup flour, 1/4 cup water. And it'll be like a couple of tablespoons of this. Put the lid back on it and let it set another 24 hours. Another feeding, day 9. So there is a teeny bit of growth. I guess that's better than nothing. And we do have a few bubbles. So we're going to go ahead and pour off the discard and add the flour and the water. All right, day 10. So I got up this morning. I came into the kitchen to fix me some breakfast. And look! My starter grew finally. I think it's been like 10 days now. I didn't give up. Still have quite a few hours before it's ready to be fed, so it'll be interesting to see how much bigger it gets. So we've gotten a little bit of growth, not much, but seems how I've gotten like 0 growth. I'm really not complaining, at least not that much. Look at that though, bubble. So again, I'll just be feeding it. I'm gonna pour this off into my discard, feed it 1/4 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of water. I believe this is day 10. Not much in there, but that will be enough, at least from my understanding. All right, so yesterday was day 11. That's what it looked like. Today is day 12 and it is noon. So it's 4 hours from feeding it. It's not growing. So I have gotten a lot of discard. I have used the discard for pancakes and they're delicious, but I am giving up. Wah, wah. So I think I can conclude that using regular white flour from Walmart does not work. I mean, I gave it 12 days and it was a huge fail. So am I going to give up on sourdough starter altogether? No. But I've got to do a little bit of investigating to figure out what my next plan is. Anyway, let me know if you have tried the plain white flour and if it's worked for you. And down in the comment section below, just tell me what your experience has been with a sourdough starter. Give me any tips that you may have. I welcome them wholeheartedly. And I want to thank y'all for joining me. You have a great day. This is Terry Jeanette with Be Creative, signing out for now. Bye-bye.